Hello everyone, today we're going to multiply and divide radicals, okay? So we're going to start with multiplying. When we're multiplying radicals, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the numbers on the outside together, we're going to multiply the numbers on the inside together, and then we're going to simplify, okay? So you can only multiply numbers if they're both on the outside or if they're both on the inside. And then if you end up with a radical that needs to be simplified, you need to do that. So let's check out some examples of that. So this first example, I have root 10 times root 80. So since both of these things are in the inside, I'm just going to multiply them together, and that becomes the square root of 80. Okay, so now if I want to break this thing apart, let's just find the prime factorization. So I've got 2 and 40, 2 and 20, 2 and 10, 2 and 5. So that gives me 2 pairs of 2's. So on the outside, I'm going to have 2 times 2 and a 5 on the inside. So my answer here is 4 square root of 5. Okay, here's another example. So on this one, notice that you have a negative 4 on the outside of the radical. On the inside, we have an 8 and a 6, okay? So since negative 4 is the only thing outside of the radical, that's just going to stay as negative 4, okay? 8 and 6, since they are both on the inside, I can multiply those together, and it's square root of 48, okay? Now I just need to simplify my answer. Okay, so this 48 is going to break down as 2 and 24, 2 and 12, 2 and 6, and 2 and 3, okay? So I have 2 pair of 2's, and this 3 is stuck on the inside. So we have 2 times 2. Okay, this negative 4 is also on the outside. And then root 3. Okay, so negative 4 times 2 times 2, that's going to be negative 16 root 3. Okay. Okay, here's another example. So this time I've got negative 3 and 2 on the outside, 15 and 3 are on the inside. Okay, so multiply the outsides together. That's going to give me negative 6. 15 times 3, the insides, that's going to give me root 45. Okay, so now let's break this 45 down. So 3 times 15, 3 times 5. So I have a pair of 3's, and then there's 1 5 left over. Okay, so things on the outside, we have negative 6 and 3. So negative 6 times 3. This 5 is left over on the inside. Okay, so we're going to multiply negative 6 times 3 is negative 18 root 5. So that is our answer here. Okay, here's another example. Sometimes we're going to see a binomial being multiplied by something on the outside. And in this case, what we have to do is distribute, okay? So I'm going to distribute this times this, okay? And notice when I do that, 2 and 2 are inside terms. 4 is an outside term, okay? So when I multiply square root of 2 times square root of 2, that's just going to become square root of 4, okay? And then when I multiply root 2 times root 4, so since 4 is on the outside, it's going to stay on the outside. And since 2 is on the inside, it'll just stay on the inside. So that becomes 4 square root of 2, okay? I can simplify square root of 4 That's a perfect square, so I know that's 2 plus 4 root 2. Okay, so that is our final answer here. Okay, here's another example, basically the same thing. We're going to distribute that. So distribute there and distribute there. Okay, and this time we have a 6 on the inside and a 5 on the inside of the radical, and then this -4 and this 3 are on the outside. Okay, so when I multiply these two terms together, so I have -4 and 5 are both on the outside of the radical. So that's going to be -20. Okay, root 6 is on the inside. Okay, the next one, when I distribute this to here, I have -4 and -3. That's going to make a +12. Okay. 5 times 30 is going to be square root of 30. Okay. If I try to break 30 apart, I get 2 and 15 and 3 and 5. Okay. So since nothing pairs up, that actually is not going to simplify. Okay. So it's just going to stay as root 30. So this right here is my answer to this one. That's as far as I can simplify this because I cannot add those two things together. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to divide radicals. Okay, so when I'm dividing radicals, we're going to simplify the numbers on the outside. So if I have a fraction that can be simplified, I'm going to do that, but they have to be both on the outside or both on the inside. Okay, so just like multiplying, you can only combine things that are on the outside with the outside and things on the inside with the inside. And in the end, we're going to simplify the radical and then simplify more after that. Let's check out some examples of that. So first example here, these two things, root 72 and root 8, they cannot be divided because this is outside of the radical and this is inside of the radical. So what I need to do is I need to simplify root 72. So if I break that thing apart, let me just kind of take this thing and go over here and simplify. So root 72, that's going to break apart as 2 and 36. Okay, we see that 36 is a perfect square. So the square root of that is 6. Root 2 is going to stay on the inside. Okay, so this becomes 6 root 2 over 8. Now, this 6 is on the outside and 8's on the outside as well. Now they can be simplified. Okay, both of those things can be divided by 2. So this is going to become 3 root 2 over 4. Okay, so this right here is our final answer. Okay, here's another example. This time both of the numbers are inside of the radical. Okay, so I can actually divide these things. All right, if I divide 56 by 8, this is just going to become, this will become square root of 7. And we're actually done there. That's all we have to do on this one. If I divide 56 by 8, I get square root of 7. And that is our answer. Here's another one. Again, since both of those numbers are inside of the radical, I can divide those. So if we do 784 divide by 7, that is going to be 112. So this becomes square root of 112. And then we just need to simplify. So I can break this apart as 2 and 56, 2 and 28, 2 and 14, 2 and 7. Okay, so we have two pairs of 2. So 2 times 2 will come to the outside, and then 7 will be stuck on the inside. So my answer here is going to be 4 root 7. So that is our final answer here. It's 4 root 7. Okay. So please go check out the assignment on Canvas and let me know if you have any questions. Just send me a message through Canvas or an email. Have a great day.